G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road today. I'm at Sydney International Airport. I'm at departures. I'm about to give you a tour of everything there is inside this terminal. Let's go. So we're at Terminal 1 here. I'm about to catch a China Airlines flight to Taiwan, which you can see a review of that flight as well on the channel. But it's like night time. It's very late at night actually. Gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever seen it this quiet. It's amazing. Anyway, let's go have a look. So there's A down there, B, C, and one of the things you definitely need to know when you come to Sydney International Airport Terminal 1 is that you definitely want to make sure you get off in the right spot. So if you get off at A and your gate is way down there, K or even further, can't remember how much it goes up to, it's a long way, and you're hauling a lot of traffic, or hauling a lot of bags through a lot of traffic, that is a problem. Well, I am glad I'm not on Qatar. That is an epic queue. So it's pretty easy to get in and out of here. There's trains directly below the terminal to take you straight to the centre of the city. They're not long trains, but they certainly fleece you in terms of how much they cost. If you've got the Opal card, which you can just pick up anywhere, probably cost you about 24 bucks, I think. Yeah, so it goes all the way up to K. So no seats that you can lie on. Just seems a note, they've all got the bars up so you can't consume more than one seat. All right, there you go, K. So I've had to do that walk before, dragging a lot of luggage. All right, let's just head through here. The train is definitely the best way to get here most times. It's, you know, unless you've got like lots of people in your group and you're going to be going $20 plus tickets times 5 or something, in which case you might as well just get an Uber. But the traffic in Sydney, especially getting across the bridge towards the airport, is often horrendous, especially during peak hour or any time like that. So you're better off just jumping on the train and going past it all, going under it all. All right, so you've got some coffees and bars. Actually, I should point that out, there's a chemist down there. I've had to use that before. You can see that Amcal Express. So if you need to get earbuds or you know, some medication or international charging related paraphernalia. So yeah, obviously it's usually packed. So you can sit out here, especially if you've got someone who's seeing you off, and have some food and everything before you go, you know, to the other side of the fence, basically. Porto, and the bar over here. Let's go look at some of the menu prices. $7.70 for a large coffee. Big breakfast is $29. Chicken burgers $28. No beer prices, but I shudder to think. There you go. Tap beer. There you go. So So just again, this is before you go through customs. So this is on the freely accessible side. Subway is what I usually get, simply because it could be my last salad for a while. I know that you take your Subway through, I've done that before. Souvenirs, luggage, surf store, sandwich joint. And the sunglass hut. Right, so that's pretty much, I believe, kind of all the shops and eateries. Oh, there's a prayer room up there for anyone who's interested. The medical centre. Currency exchanges. All right, so this is going to lead you into the back of customs. If I walk in here with the camera, I'm going to get busted big time. So we'll go through customs and show you on the other side. Okay, we're through to the other side. Pretty quick. The machines, they've got the new machines in there now. Seem to do a lot better job. Got the full body scan as usual, but yeah, it's a lot better than it used to be. Pretty good, I think pretty modern. Do you like shops? Because here we are, there's plenty going on. All the duty-free stuff, which a long time ago stopped being cheaper than it was just out on the streets for most things. What a jib. Would have been a great way to start. Anyway, I'm not going to take you through all the duty free, but you get the idea, right? Booze, 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 cigs, 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 jewelry, 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 perfume, perfume, perfume. Now, one of the tips I will give you is that when you come through, it makes you feel like you need to walk that way. But if you're going to gates, I think it's 50 to 64, 50 to 63 actually, you can just cut straight through there. All right, so now you know. You don't have to, especially if you're in a bit of a hurry, which is usually me, you don't have to walk all the way down here and you get to the end and you realise that far out I was supposed to go all the way over there. So it's just, just directing you past all the merchandise. Now this tourist refund scheme, super important to know about this. So in Australia we charge GST on all of our products. So it's 10% extra and that's tax. Now if you're about to leave the country with something, you can get your tax back in cash, they'll just give it to you. Now the theory is that you will leave and not bring it back to the country, so it's for, you know, gifts and so forth. So it's up to you whether you want to stick to that or not. But that's the tourist refund scheme. So you can make sure you give yourself plenty of chance to go there. Like if you just bought a camera or a drone, last time I just bought a drone, and you know, it was $1,800 drone, so they gave me $180 cash, just walked out with it. Sick. And that drone didn't come back either. It's somewhere at the bottom of Harlem Bay. All right, now over here, so which gate is 8 to 10. I'll just take you down here. Skippy. You got a bar in here, it looks like. No, it's not a bar. It just says Heinemann, not Heineken. Now down this way is generally where the flights to the USA have always gone from. The USA being the USA, they don't trust Australian security, so they have a whole other security section to go through. Some coffee shops, some charging spots. Pretty busy in here. So there's your tourist refund through here. Just make sure you've got a receipt, like the full proper receipt that tells you like the tax that you paid, where you bought it from, like not just the credit card receipt, like the actual receipt from the store, otherwise it causes dramas. So yeah, if we go down to these gates all the way down here, you can see what the seating's like. There's usually another security check you got to go through to get to the flights to the USA. and some other destinations. And there you go. No shortage of seats. Not much in the way of charging ports around though. Not like other places, other airports I've been to. All right, let's go back this way. Tourist refund, man. It's the go. Okay. Now the lounges are all upstairs, I'm pretty sure. I have been to one of the lounges up there. I forget which one off the top of my head. I have filmed a review of that, so keep an eye on the channel for at least that lounge. God, what was it? I'm a mental blank. I'll see if I recognise a sign, I'll jump back to it. Tim Tams, Australian classic. Chinese food. Japanese food, sorry. Australian classic. Alright, so gates 24 to 37. Through this way, this is where you got most of your bars. So those go up to the lounges, those stairs there. There you go, some prices for you. $12 for toast. $24 for a mushroom omelette. Pan-fried barramundi, $38.50. Burgers, $27.50. You gotta add $10 if you want eggs and bacon on that. Here you go, beer. $20 a pint for a Heineken. Jeez! Furphy, $14. Don't think that's for a pint either. Nice bar though. A nice spot to hang. More coffee. Right, they're doing a pretty good job in here. This is all done up. I don't know when it was done up, but it didn't used to look like this. It's a bit Times Square-y, isn't it? You got another restaurant there. There's pretty good food there. Pricey, but pretty good. You got lots of places in here, obviously, to eat. I love the flags. Isn't that cool? Now, there's another chemist in here. Right, so you've got gates down here. They've now done all this electronic signals. So there's nothing on there at the moment. I'd say that all those flats are probably left for the day, but usually to tell you like how much time it is between here and the gate, in case you need to leg it. Shower in there. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of gates down there. That's the Plaza Premium Lounge as well down there. I think that's the one I went into actually. Almost positive. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, I've got a review of that up on the channel somewhere. I have to forgive my memory. It is very late and I'm very tired. All right. So you probably can't see too much at night, but at day, those glass windows at the back there, you can kind of look out over the planes taking off. Look at that, how cool is that? So they're making the McDonald's up there and it comes down on this little dumbwaiter, fancy dumbwaiter. Plane taking off at the moment. And you got your charging ports here. Australian plugs and USB-A by the looks of it. Need to update those. Bookstore. Right, gates 30 to 37 down this way. Where am I? Gate 32, all right. I'm down here. So it's pretty much just more of the same down here, to be honest. But you will notice, I'll show you over here, they do now have kind of charging ports and stools down most of the bays, you can see there. So all the way along, which is good, handy. Beats the old days when you used to lean against these things, trying to find a PowerPoint. Yeah, so there's a few more shops down here. There's little intermittent cafes and stuff, but you know, nothing spectacular, all the way down to the far gate. So that's where we'll be sitting in a second. I'll show you down the other way quickly, which is the longest way. So the vast majority of my flights do go from gates 50 to 63, it feels like. Probably because that's where all the ones into Asia go. It's the most common route out of Australia for most of us. In Southeast Asia, that is. I got my neck pillow from there. Okay, so just back around to those stairs just there. They're the ones that go up to the Qantas Lounge, I think is up there. And yeah, Qantas Lounge is right there, I can see it. And there's more lounges around this way. And here's the, I guess, Paris Boulevard, Cartier, Saint Laurent, Dior, Gucci. Where's Kmart? All right. It's a pretty nice airport. Like when you go somewhere elsewhere around the world, some of the airports, especially in Southeast Asia, are just unbelievable. They're like almost cities. Sydney International, not that big. Not relatively that big, but pretty nice, you know, like it doesn't feel decrepit. If you want to feel that, go have a look at my airport review of Mali in the Maldives. That was a bit of a dive, which is surprising considering how unbelievably awesome the rest of the country is. So I'll walk you down here a little bit, gate 50 to 63, just to give you a bit of a feel, but that's pretty much the terminal and everything you need to know. So some more souvenirs here. Exchanges, souvenirs, Tim Tams, Penfolds of course. And there's all your your charging necessities. Bit of Vegemite, or hair on your chest. Okay, so we've got airline lounges for Emirates, Silvercrest, House, Air New Zealand, American Express, they're all down this way. I haven't been to any of those. Rip Curl. And if you walk all the way down here, well look, let's just fast forward to up there. Actually, I just realised that the whole point of this was to show the distances. So that's where we were just standing at the end of the Rip Curl. By the way, that's the inside that I was talking about before when we're on the other side of the... so you can come here and do one last wave goodbye if you want to. And I'll walk up there just so you can get an idea of the distance in case you've got to run, like a few people I've already seen. There's another Macca's. Again, for those of you who may be watching this from another country, in Australia we call it Macca's. Or Mickey D's. And KFC, just in case you're wondering, we call that Dirty Bird. So as you can see, like I was saying, this wing down to these gates is like a whole other complex. There's the house lounge. Didn't even know about that. Haven't heard about that one before. So a lot of these bathrooms do have a shower. You can see there. It's really cool. If you need your own towel. So more charging ports over there. A lot of multi-buy deals on this store. All right, there's still a few more lounges up here. 51 to 63. Kind of opens up into this another nice big space. I hope it's coming through on the camera, but it really is quite schmick. Be a nice place to be if everything wasn't so expensive. Pretty nice climate. We got a lot of bars in here, cafes. Not so much the fast food like places. Okay, you got some lounges here as well. So Air New Zealand lounge is up the stairs, and the Emirates lounge is down the stairs. There's a couple of gates up there. And the gates just kind of surround this area. Lots of charging ports up there. Look, stacks and stacks of charging ports. Hey look kids, Tim Tams. Big Ben, Parliament. Alrighty. And those are the last few gates over there. Righto, so there you go guys, that's a tour of the Sydney International Airport. Everything that there is to see and do. Like I said, pretty nice, like I said, really nice, clean, lovely airport. Pricey, but they all are. But pretty easy to get around, it's not a big run to anywhere really. And now you know. Anyway, I'm Chris Stead. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos. Until next time, then back on the road. Yeah.